oh, I did a 16-week boot camp and I got a job in 16 weeks. Yes, that is my truth. However, I was applying for work like the devil was chasing me. I don't know if everybody would do what I did. And when you do something really quickly, there is, I feel like there's a backlash. Hello, my name is Laifa. Welcome to La La Land. I recently transitioned into a new career and I have this video diary log where I discuss my feelings, emotions, the process. It's not so much of a how to transition or how to switch career, because I think there's a lot of content out there already doing that, especially in the industry that I'm in, or not in the industry, but maybe so the role that I'm in. I think there's a lot of content out there doing that. So I will leave the internet girlies to do that. But I think there are certain things that I know now that I didn't know when I started. To be honest to myself, if I had known then what I know now, I probably wouldn't have taken the jump, especially maybe not so in this direction. I may have chosen to do something easier, just because who wants a hard life? There's this snippet of Janelle Monáe on a pod. I don't know if she's on a podcast, but she's been interviewed and she shares that if she had known at the beginning that it would take, 10, 15 years to be where she is now, would she have started? Would she have gone on the journey? Probably not. And I think that's kind of how I feel about my situation. It's not so much the years, even though it has taken longer than I anticipated, but it's more so the work that goes into it as well. I'm like, according to internet resources, this seemed a lot easier than what it actually is, and it's not. But I do very much have the story of, oh, I did a 16-week boot camp and I got a job in 16 weeks. Yes, that is my truth. However, I was applying for work like the devil was chasing me, and I do have a little clip of me saying that in TikTok. But if I had to explain what I went through to get that in such a short space of time, I don't know if everybody would do what I did. And when you do something really quickly, there is, I feel like there's a backlash of, okay, when I was in the role, and I've discussed this openly, is that the first 12 months I struggled with work anxiety, I struggled with imposter syndrome, I struggled because it happened so quickly, and then I'm in these meetings with important people discussing important things, and I'm like, is my input valid? Anyway, that's by the by. I say all of that to say it took me some years to connect the dots. It was around, I would say, 2022 that I started making active moves to transition to when I initially started, I didn't think that I would be doing what I'm doing now. So it's taken me time to connect the dots, but also there were things that happened in my life, and I've been quite open about, dealing with loss. And in my case, having dealt with loss and, this creative struggling artist that sometimes she makes like a lot of money and then sometimes she makes no money. Or do I want stability? Do I want comfort? Do I want security? And in my case, having experienced loss with my mum and then my grandfather, it was a wake-up call. When I lost my mum, there was this spiritual, how would you say it, made me have to reevaluate my circumstances and how I choose to move forward. Do I want to continue to be this artist that is somewhat struggling, who can see me? And that's the easiest way I could explain it for you. And then, losing my grandfather, and, this was in the space of 2 years. And if you know anything about loss, like, funerals are expensive. If you outside of financial commitments and all the rest of it, and then it was just a huge wake-up call. Anyway, it was around 2022 that I started speaking to people and being very open that, okay, I want to go back to work, I want to do something else. And the landscape had changed so much since I graduated, whenever that was, 100 years ago. And I've recorded my experience at the time. I guess I want to say naivety to work in a 9 to 5 capacity. Do something new. So until the next one, bye.